Stop being sunburnt and sunburnt again. And then the skin peels off and you get sunburnt again. Come on.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Chris Hemsworth. He's an actor and lion-like figure in the action genre, from the Thor and Avengers films to Rush, the Extraction franchise, and many more. Coming May 24th, you can catch him in the much-anticipated George Miller-directed Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Chris Hemsworth, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I've seen you challenge yourself in extreme ways, from swimming in the Arctic to climbing a 100-foot rope that's suspended from a helicopter. How adventurous, though, are you as an eater?
I like my food. I like my spice, but this is about as extreme as I think I've experienced. So,
well, you ready to get started?
I'm excited. This should be Limitless Season 2. Am I right? This one?
That's the one.
Yeah. That's pretty simple. It's got a little peppery. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Approachable. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
So in Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, you play the role of Dementus, a powerful warlord who you've described as a pretty horrible person. Maybe this is a silly question, but as an actor known for being a Norse god who always saves the day, did you find any sort of perverse joy in being the bad guy this time around?
Yeah, a lot. There's a certain amount of restrictions, expectations when playing the hero, especially a superhero, that you have to abide by and stay within. And so to play the villain is fun. It's just kind of the shackles are off and you're allowed to be a little more unpredictable. You're allowed to, there's not as many rules to follow. So creatively, it was a lot more fun. Yeah.
Did you have a most memorable driving experience on set? Like, what is it like to hop in these George Miller machinations and just cruise the Australian desert in a chariot bike?
Yeah, it's like the real life version of, when you were a kid playing in the backyard, smashing trucks and cars together, The big monster truck vehicle that I was in was insane and loud and obnoxious and awesome. It was epic, to say the least, yeah. Seeing double. Whoa. All right. That's child's play. No.
There we go. I'll remember you said that.
Yeah, it's going to bite me in the arse, isn't it? Literally. I'll enjoy it twice.
When you shoot something like the 12-minute long one-shot fight sequence in Extraction, how much of that is rehearsed down to the smallest movement, and then how much of it happens in the moment?
No, with that stuff, it's like the necessity required in order for everyone to stay alive. It has to be rehearsed down to the last beat, and you have all your stunt performers and so on go through all the right versions, the wrong versions, the sort of experimentation period. They bust themselves to pieces, and then I turn up and do my own stunts, but they've, been narrowed into a pretty safe zone. Safer, than it could be. There's still a bit of a leap of faith, but a huge amount of prep required, and then it's sort of an orchestrated, controlled chaos. A little bit.
Nothing we can't handle.
No.
We're on top of it.
Ask me some questions.
All right, I got you. So your Nat Geo series, Limitless, it kind of reminds me of Hot Ones in that there's this obvious hook, but the ambitions of the show go so much deeper. Is there a stress management tool that maybe you learned that could possibly be useful for us as we work our way through the wings of death here?
I learned about box breathing. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold. But I'm not sure when you're choking on a chili if that comes into play.
Well, I guess we could just put it into practice and see what happens. Yeah, guinea pigging over here. Are you ready to move on here to sauce number 4?
I am.
Los Calientes Barbacoa.
All right. A little something.
Mm-hmm. A little something.
A little something. Yeah. It's a bit kind of sweet. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. A little smoky. Ooh. Yeah.
It's a creeper, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
but still locked in focus. Maybe I'm gonna start box breathing.
Yeah. That in itself is a challenge.
As someone who clearly enjoys an adventure, what are examples of things that you have to contractually agree not to do when you're heading a billion-dollar movie franchise?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's always just sign the waiver and you don't do this, don't do that, and you still kind of do secretly. But I've had a few moments. I've had a few moments where I've been doing those things and going, wow, this could cost me or the studio or someone a lot of money if I was to get injured right now. And so when I was shooting Extraction, I was down in the south of France surfing some pretty big waves. And yeah, a couple of times was kind of underwater, you know, and being rolled in my sort of big 15-foot surf and thinking, maybe I shouldn't be here right now. This is this could halt the production for the entirety of it because I'll be dead.
Well, thankfully you can still eat hot wings. Are you ready to move on here to the halfway mark?
Let's do this, yeah.
So here we have Meow's Revenge.
Okay. I feel like we're gonna start pouring this on and dipping it in.
I'll do it if you're on.
Yeah, we're halfway there, and it feels like it's a bit
Let's start
peppery.
popping bottles.
Let's start popping bottles, man. Have you used something before?
Time or two.
Have anyone ever popped bottles before on the show? Oh, let's get a little.
We are in Vegas.
No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, still not bad though.
Right.
This is a good one. I like that.
Meow's Revenge.
Meow's Revenge.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
So a lot of actors who have been on this show have explained to me the value of doing soap operas early on in their career, including your countryman, Margot Robbie. How, if at all, did putting together almost 200 episodes of Home and Away prepare you for what was to come in Hollywood?
For me, the technicality was the greatest thing. How to hit your mark, how to learn lines on the fly, how to just be comfortable in this setting with cameras and lights and things pointing in your direction, you know? But then you kind of, there's not some, I wouldn't say bad habits, but there's a certain sort of default position you get into in a sort of comfort zone, which I had to kind of get out of my system when I first started doing film. Let's just pop bottles.
All right, let's pop bottles.
How heavy are you gonna go?
I'm gonna kind of follow your lead.
All right, I'm just doing a few. This is.
See,
this has
it's
got
a dangerous
some syrupy
game. It's
nature
a
to it,
dangerous
doesn't it?
game we're playing over here.
Why do we do this? Oh, there we go.
It's kind of your idea.
Do you do the version? Do you ever rub it in your eye by accident?
Oh my. Any hot sauce mistake you can make, this is a step up, by the way.
Oh, that's a real jump. That's not like a gentle introduction. We went from pepper to chili now, but
yeah.
We can't reach for the milk yet, all right?
All right, yeah, we're in a standoff.
Yeah.
And I'll hold my ground as long as you hold your ground.
Just
right?
as orange
We're in
as
this
I've got.
together. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. When you're watching,
Can we have a glass of milk?
let's do it.
It's too soon. Don't do
Too
it.
soon. All right,
Let's do it.
I'm off.
Go.
I'm always curious how people who act in films actually consume them. Like, how would you describe yourself as a moviegoer?
I think a lot more growing up, you know. I still love the movie-going experience, but I don't know, once you're kind of seen behind the curtain, you can't help but sit there and kind of go, oh, yeah, I know they did this, I know that person, I had drinks with that person, and that's, you know, when I watched Fury Road, I remember coming out of that film, I was completely immersed in the experience. For the first time in years, I forgot that I knew what was going on. I wasn't thinking, oh, how did they do that shot? How did they do this? I was absolutely 100% absorbed in the experience. And so, I've forgotten the question because it's kind of on my tongue off.
I know.
Yeah. Is that the answer?
It works for me.
It works,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm marinating in this whole experience just like you. You know, I'm no
my
superhero
tongue's
going through
marinating in
this.
the old Onima habanero sherry.
It's a challenge over here.
Let's have another one.
Yeah? You wanna pop the bottle on it?
Yeah, let's pop the bottle.
All right. Hell yeah.
pushing the envelope, aren't we? Should we just bite it first, or we dip? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
All right. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of nice up front.
Yeah.
Almost kind of ketchup-y.
Yeah.
But sometimes hot sauce is tricky, you know?
Yeah.
And this one I think is a trickster.
Lose you in them.
You have that false sense of security.
It's got like a peppery kick, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does.
Oh, man.
Yeah, really really a compliment to the last one, you know?
Yeah.
Just a different kind of pepper violence.
Oh, a beautiful compliment, yeah. They're all getting along in there, aren't they?
They really
They're all
are.
complimenting each other. It's like a fish fight.
Uh-huh.
Like a war zone.
Do you have a go-to deflection when you're at a convention and a fan approaches you and asks you like a minute, super deep-cut comic book question that you have absolutely no idea how to answer?
No, I've been pretty open about kind of having read some comics but not others. I do this thing sometimes when I'm not real good with names. Everyone's going to know now if they say this, but someone come up and go, Chris, good to see you. And I'll have my wife there with me. I go, hey. And she'll go, hi, I'm Elsa, this is John. I go, John, this is, sorry, man, something right. I could do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wasn't sure if you were like telling this story and explaining the thing, or if you were just actually reacting to this.
So I'd be like, hey, good to see you. Sorry. And then you wait for someone else to step in.
That's smart, I might steal that from you.
We're good, yeah. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not fun.
It fades, right.
Yeah.
Now this next one is no fun. This is the bomb beyond insanity.
Yeah, do we really want to pour it on this? Pop bottles.
Okay.
Again, yeah? I'm gonna just pour it in the other sauce. How's that sound?
Oh, dangerous.
Is your mouth watering?
Yeah. And my lips are on fire.
Yeah. Should we have some milk?
If you're down.
If you don't want to, I don't want
to. If you don't, I'm good. I'm good if you're good. Up to you.
I'm not touching the milk until you touch it.
Yeah. Well, if you're good, I'm good. You know, no need to reach for the milk.
Yeah. Oh, it just doesn't go away either, does it?
No.
It's like,
speaking of compound injuries, you know what I mean? Like that's the show. You have a cumulative effect here.
I can't wait for the rest of my press and interviews I got to do for the day. Might be done from there. Oh my
gosh, yeah, this might be it. This might take us out.
This one, really?
Yeah, you know, I've been around the block.
Do we always get to the end? Oh, you've been here before.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the end.
Right.
Now this one will be immediate.
Oh, as soon as it hit my mouth. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
I think we have to do milk, dude.
Yeah, all right, let's go. Let's break the dam.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh. That's awesome. That's so bad.
I know. And the milk doesn't even really help that much.
Now I'm nervous.
No, I get it.
No, I can't. It won't stop.
No, I get it. But as intense as it is right now, it's as intense as it will be. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It'll fade.
Oh, no, I'm scared.
Yeah, no, I get it. We're so brazen before.
What do I do?
Remember early on when you're like, I'm bored. You know what I mean?
I'm not bored anymore.
Yeah, it always comes back to show.
Oh my God.
So you called surfing one of the few things that holds my attention completely and in its entirety?
No, I'm really nervous.
If I were to ask you, what's the greatest wave you've ever surfed? Is there a memory that crystallizes in your brain?
Well, great wave. Oh man. Okay. Fiji. Cloud break. I went with Kelly Slater once to Cloud break, Fiji, and ice cream, yeah.
Here we go. We have this magic trick. This is our medic over here.
Oh.
And that is helpful.
Okay. It takes me down there, got there, huge set, and he goes, oh, don't worry, that's the last big set, it's dropping off. Cool. I paddle out and straight away, a 12-foot set comes through, wipes everyone out, comes up, he looks at me, he goes, I swear it's dropping off. That's the last big set. And 10 minutes later, another one, a little bit bigger. The board's like tombstoning and I'm like on the reef trying to climb my leg rope to get the top. I come up and he's like, okay, it's not getting smaller, go in and win him. That was probably the biggest, scariest surf I've been in. Nowhere near as terrifying as the next thing we're about to do. Okay. I can't wait to enjoy that tomorrow morning. It was just calmer for all the cockiness I had at the start, wasn't it?
It's a humbling show, you know, it really is at its heart.
I wanted to start there, have somewhere to go though. It's been a journey.
It's a journey.
Here we go. My body's like, why are we doing this again?
Oh yeah, mine too.
Oh.
Mine too. What an experience.
Oh my God, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just as bad.
It's not as bad. Not fun, but not as bad. Not as bad.
Oh, stop being sunburnt and sunburnt again. And then the skin peels off and you get sunburnt again.
Do you remember where you were and how you celebrated back in 2016 when your beloved Western Bulldogs won the AFL Grand Final, their first in over 60 years?
Yeah. I was there with I was there with my dad. And the last time they'd won was 1954 when he was born.
Careful, careful, careful.
And it's super emotional, this story. It was 1954. And that's the last time they won. I said that. And look at me.
I'm locked in.
And I was at the grand final, and it was epic. And every week up in the finals leading up, everyone was like, wow, you know, the Bulldogs have gotten this far, they're not gonna win.
They're a 7 seed, you know? That's incredible.
And they were like, we're not gonna win, but you know, this is so great. And then right at the game, everyone said, well, we got this far. And I said, we're gonna win, we're gonna do it. And I remember my dad crying and I'm having tears because he's crying and my brothers were there and it was epic. It was great. It was so much fun. What are we doing? We dropping? Are we doing this? Why are we doing this? I don't care. Let's go. Oh, come on. We've come this far. Is this the biggest, worst one?
Yeah. That's the show. It's just like, surfing with Kelly Slater, you know?
That's right.
One wave goes through, you think it's gonna be the worst one, and then the next one comes, you know?
Oh, man.
But thankfully,
I put too much on.
this is the last one.
Oh, really? Love you.
Love you back.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Uh-oh.
I know. And just one more question before we roll credits. It almost seems preordained that you'd be an action star. You know, growing up, obsessed with Schwarzenegger movies, practicing your Rambo-isms and Jean-Claude Van Damme flying kicks. I'm curious, from your unique vantage point, as someone who grew up a fan of the genre and is now a cornerstone of the genre, what, in your opinion, is the greatest action movie performance of all time?
I'm having trouble thinking. The greatest action movie performance of all time. One of my favorite films, Kickboxer. Bloodsport, action. Now, you know, how you shoot action these days is I don't know, more sophisticated, but there's been growth, you know, and you watch them now and they're kind of very, you know, everything's a lot of slow-mo and big holding kicks and so on. But Bloodsport, Kickboxer, probably two of my favorite. Yeah.
Set it in stone, and look at you, Chris Hemsworth, taking on the wings of death, living to tell the tale, and now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera, let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Yeah, I got 3 kids, a couple of dogs. I'm Chris Hemsworth, and a film of mine is coming out called Furiosa. It's part of the Mad Max Saga, the Mad Max franchise. Check it out. It's one of the greatest experiences I've ever had on a set, and it's one for the ages. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Don't miss it. It's as hot and exciting as all of this business. Yeah. Everyone I mentioned I was doing it, it's like, yes! All that said to me, why haven't you done Hot Ones? Yeah, that was sick.
Well, what do you think of the experience now that you go back?
It's so much more interesting. Takes away from all the boring answers I'm giving about acting and stuff. It's way cooler. Thanks, man.
Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? This is Sean Evans. Have you ever been watching Hot Ones and wondered, how would I do on that show? Would I make it only to sauce number 4 or 5? Would I make it all the way to the end with no water or no milk? Well, now is your chance to prove it. Hot Ones Season 24, the 10-pack is available now. Heatness.com, heatness.com. That's heatness.com to get your hands on the Season 24 Hot Ones 10-pack. The Hot Ones experience delivered right to your door. Milk and ice cream not included.